Vickie and this is Lovel Waiters. And we are both members of the African American Writers and Artists Inc. of San Diego. And tonight, the two of us have put together a bunch of poetry that kind of interlocks together and talks about women's issues, relationship issues, and things like that. But you know what? We are two women on the edge. You know what I'm talking about? Come on over here, girl. Two women on the edge. You know how it is. Sometimes life just gets to you. If you're in a relationship, there's something going on that you don't like and just puts you on the edge. There's work, yes, and there's kids, yes, and there's one thing after another. So we are two women on the edge. But we're about to get over some of this by sharing some poetry with you. If love could talk, what would it say? Sorry, 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 I didn't mean to hurt you, didn't mean to make you cry. Oh, damn, baby, did I blacken both your eyes? That was the last time. Believe me, I'm not telling a lie. If love could talk, would it say, sorry, baby, not today. Gotta go home to the wife. Oh, and by the way, she and I had a little trice. Gonna have a baby in the fall. But after that, sweetie, it's you and me, that's all. Because as you know, understand it not from her. If it's you I step to when I need to be her. Yeah, if love could talk. If love could talk, what would it say? How about this? I love you, baby, in a very special way. No fancy gifts or diamond rings have I, just my heart, and for you, it's open wide. Anything I have, I gladly give to you, be it a lot or a little. If it's mine, it's yours too. I'll be there when you're well, hold your hand if you ever get sick, tolerate your funky moods, stick by your side even when you don't make any sense. Love you in the morning when bad breath makes flowers droop. Even if you weigh a little or a lot, or your hair turns gray, and even if cancer came your way and took one of your beautiful breasts away, it wouldn't matter to me. Because you see, no matter what, to me, you're always the same. See, it's not about the way you look, or whether or not you are a good cook. A long time ago, I heard you say, if you don't know how to love, watch me, and I'll show you the way. Do as I do, and my love will show you that it doesn't matter the day. Y'all, if love could talk, if love could talk, it would say, you and me forever. And add one more day.
Sheets, girl, with the same old body print glaring me right in my face. I toss and turn, trying to find you. As I lay down, I touch, I sniff, but you're gone without a trace. Cold sheets, y'all, I'm talking about cold sheets that have faded from being used and washed over and over again. Spaces where flowers used to be. Now there is space, a reminder of nothing but loneliness and pain. Cold sheets. I'm so damn tired of talking about and folding up in cold sheets. Hell, I need some new ones.
It's late at night. Sleep keeps evading my grasp as I try to lapse into a stupor of unconscious bliss. My mind keeps thinking of your kiss. All night it seems I think of you and I feel like singing the blues. You've decided to walk away. The reasons you gave make no sense to me. Acceptance hasn't found its way from my head. The mind completely understands the words. It's my heart that won't let go of you. You know, Thursday is the hardest day of the week for me to drudge through. That day was special for me and you. All week I'd anticipate Thursday night, the moment when you'd be wrapped tightly inside my arms, planting tender kisses all over my face. Then you'd expertly stroke my secret place, and together we'd pass through the fire. A burst of flames would ignite, and intimacy would consume the two of us between the sheets. While in unison we'd echo soft cries filled with joy of our ecstasy. But now, it's over. Abruptly and coldly, you pushed me out of the door I always thought would be open for me. The door that let me touch and glimpse your gentle soul. Tears soak my pillow, and cries of anguish pierce the quiet of the night. While peace eludes me, I whisper in the dark, beg for understanding, and I'm still waiting.
I woke up and listened to the sounds that no one else heard. I saw lights that no one else saw. I listened to the alarm clock beside my bed. Tick, tick, tick. With a rhythm all its own, I closed my eyes, pulled the cover over my head, and imagined I was far, far away in a place I have never been before. It was soft, it was warm, and it was full of passion. I had everything I ever wanted, needed, or dreamed about. You were there. How do I know? It was in the middle of the night, and suddenly you touched me. I've often wondered, being in love, I have stood in the background. I stood in the background amongst the leaves of despair, clutching my heart as it beat loudly. You didn't even know I was there. No one saw me in the background. I was invisible to the naked eye. My presence went unnoticed as you waved and said goodbye. I wanted you to stop. I waited for you to reappear. As I watched your car move away from me, I cried 1,000 tears. My soul was full of emptiness. My mind full of memories. I longed for your touch, your smell, your smile, for you to pick up the phone and once again say hello to me. I'm still standing in the background, hoping you will long for me. Don't leave me standing in the background. I want to be part of your future and not your history.
Within the silence of sound, you hear me screaming, and your senses are touched. Feel me as the dark feels the night. Hear my song and know the music. Understand the words, though never uttered, their meaning to you, calm as a whisper. Move through the cobwebs of my mind, clearly seeing the way to a tunnel that leads to my heart. Dance naked in the rain, each drop as tears, a silent symphony of joys known, accepting the reality of pain. Your words as salve against my many, many wounds, refreshing me like a balm. For your tender kisses I do yearn. Touch me with silent sweetness. Your breath my soul does wish to taste. If you can hold me in your arms forever, from this dream I never ever want to wake. Ghostly awakening.
You talk about ghostly awakening. Have you ever wondered when you're with somebody in a relationship, you're hoping if things should break apart, that they won't forget you? A lot of times we forget the people that we used to love. Don't forget me. Please don't forget me as you leave this place, as you soar to unknown heights of prosperity. Remember my face. Take some of me with you just in case you forget. I have always been with you, standing beside you, and behind you, and yet I smiled when you smiled. I laughed at your jokes. I cried when you cried. When you left, I moped for 5 days and 5 long nights. I had to let you go. I'm crazy about you, don't you know? Record me in the entries of your journal. Turn the pages of time as you write my name. My feelings for you will never, ever change. For me, you will always remain the same, just as long as you promise to never forget me.
In that piece that said, take some of me with you. I wonder how many women, and probably it even applies to men, realize that in each and every relationship you leave pieces of yourself with that person.
That's right.
You know, pieces. And sometimes you can't afford to be leaving them pieces. So I wrote a piece after I left a piece of me somewhere. And it's called Pieces of Herself. And it's a very metaphoric piece. That metaphor uses hair. So, here we go. Pieces of her are left to lie here and there, often tangled in hair, floats like a whisper on lips. She combs Vickies that are chic, looking for a sign of someone unique, as men try to consume her. Gnarled by age and knots of time, in secret places she feels as if she will die. Cut from drinking the milk she craves, a fallout as she turns gray, blowing against the wind, searching for a peaceful place, always in search, it seems, of her father's face, his touch, his smile, his love. They brushed against her breast, always desiring to nest there and take from her what should not always be given, precious as auburn or gold. But she did not seem to know. Through dewy kisses, she looked for herself in the mirror of time, stumbled and fell. Trying to shed her desire, she asked God and herself, why? Why has she left pieces of herself here and there, splitting in half, dying to change, shed bad habits and impulses, as if flecks of dandruff have marred her appearance? She continues to search for herself as she allows each new man to take pieces of herself. I don't want to talk about this no more. I don't want to talk about relationships. I don't want to talk about leaving stuff with people. I don't want to talk about none of that no more. No more? No more. No. I want to talk about something else. You remember how it used to be fun and carefree when we were little? We didn't think about men and relationships and all the problems we're talking about now. I want to go back. Lovel, take me back.
You want to go back in the day?
I want to go back in the day.
You want to go back?
Yes. Take me back.
I might have something for you. Back in the day. Back in the day when things were good. When where I lived, and most of y'all lived, was called a neighborhood. The word ghetto did not exist except in the dictionary of my Caucasian and occasional friends' minds. Back in the day when I could speak to and knew who my neighbors were, where they went to school, who their daddy was, and what he did for a living. Everybody was always giving, even when it wasn't Christmas. Back in the day, some of the grown folks rose early to ride a bus to work, high-fiving and jiving and telling lies. They looked out for each other. Back in the day, Vickie, when a sister was a sister and a brother, sure enough, was a brother. Back in the day of Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell, Otis Redding, and Sam Cooke, when all I wanted to do was wait for some knucklehead to come along and carry my books. The days when we all had fun and having a good time meant barbecues, fried chicken, and watermelon rind. Remember 369, the goose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco on the streetcar line, the line broke, the monkey got choked, and we all went together in a little rowboat. Okay. Back in the day, Vickie, I'm talking about back in the day. I want to go back to the day where I could once again proudly be called a Negro or black, and it would be all right to pick strawberries in a field, and everyone around me, sure enough, was real back in the day.
Childhood, matter of fact, when you were reading that, I was laughing because I have a piece that's got that same little song in it that showed we were around the same age. Maybe we'll talk about that today. Okay. And my piece is called "You're Never Too Old to Dream." When I was a kid, oh, what tales I would spin. I'd sit alone, hardly ever on the telephone. My imaginary friends would descend, and suddenly all of us would pretend to be a knight in shining armor or a damsel in distress. I'd sigh and bat my eyes, and handsome Kim would appear. Now, my Barbie doll was white, but that's all right. In my mind, she was black, just like me. And Kim, he looked a little bit like my daddy. My soiled teddy bears became live babies, and toy cars with only 3 wheels were, to me, they were limousines. My mother's dresses, they were soiled with times, they were rags to her. They became ballroom gowns for me. Scuffed and run-down shoes, they were sensual high heels. I'd clank around looking straight up like a clown, but I was happy being me. My chocolate face was scrubbed clean and slicked down with some Vaseline. And my snaggletooth smile, those were my legacies. My friends down the street, Lovel, they looked just like me. And together we would be so silly, we'd jump rope and laugh with glee and sing 369, the goose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco on the streetcar line, the line broke, the monkey got choked, and we all went to heaven in a little rowboat. Oh my goodness, those were the days when I could just play all day. Sometimes, even today, I'll sit quietly alone and dream of a life full of joy and hope. When I open my eyes, I'm always pleasantly surprised to find that the life that I dreamed to be, it really does exist. Yes. You know how? It exists inside of me because you're never too old to dream.
I grew up in the South. I grew up in Virginia. That's what we called the South when I was a kid. And on the East Coast, the weather's very different than it is out here. There are always storms on the East Coast, electrical storms, and they used to frighten me so bad. I was scared to death of thunder and lightning. I wrote this piece. Kind of takes me back. The storm is passing over. The storm is passing over. The storm is passing over. Hallelujah. Finally, the thunder stopped. It was clapping so loud, it sounded like a full choir above my head. As I lie awake in my bed, not opening my eyes to the continuous sharp flashes of lightning. I heard a branch from a tree fall against the roof of our house. It screamed, it crashed so loud, I screamed, "Mama!" What was that? Mama, walking softly, tiptoed and came into my room and guided me slowly down the hall, where we sat together in a dark corner. She in a rocking chair, and me on the floor beside her. Quiet. Shh, she said. Let the Lord do his work. Tonight, He is conducting his orchestra. The storm is passing over. Hallelujah.
I've touched God, and He has touched me. Just today, when the beautiful San Diego sun warmed my face, when I kissed my lover's lips and caressed the cheek of my child, I touched God. When upon my knees I prayed, the ground seemed to quake as I thanked Him for giving me the gift of yet another day. I touched God when I touched myself, for He made me who I am, exquisite in my beauty of black, brown, cinnamon, or ebony. I've heard God. Yes, I have heard God in the sweet laughter of a baby, or the whisper of the wind through the trees and rustling leaves, the melody of a bird perched right outside my window. I've heard God speak to me through my mama's voice when she tells me, make the right choice, follow the 10 Commandments, and love my fellow man. And I've tasted God. Yes, I've tasted God in black-eyed peas and collard greens, the salt from my very own tears. I've tasted God. Whenever I uttered His name, the power of His presence remains on the tip of my tongue. I've tasted God. I know I did when I was young and ate dirt from the earth, kissed it up to God, and skipped away merrily. Yes, I've loved God. Yes, I have loved God through all the struggles and all the pain, all the joy and good things, even shame. I've loved God. Lovel, I've loved God when no one else could love me. I've loved God because He made me. And I've seen God. Yes, I've seen God in the beauty of a glorious sunset, through streams of color upon a rainbow, or the crash of a wave upon the shore, in the path of moonlight that will guide me even tonight, in the perfect innocence of a child's face, through streams of exquisite fabric of red, yellow, blue, orange, and gold, I behold God. Thank you. I called you last night. You weren't there. A light inside my mind lit up and I knew. I felt a pain. Is she younger, prettier, thinner? You knew there would always be someone around like that. But the real question is, can she make your heart sing like I do? Can she stimulate your mind and listen intently to your every word? Provide a hand to hold when you're feeling weak, when the world is getting difficult for you to find that which you seek? I wonder, should I find someone else, someone older, better, bigger, richer? Would he make my heart melt? And if he did, I wonder if simply hearing his voice would make my entire body smile. If when his hand strokes my hand, would I get that same tingle and rush of goosebumps that you always produced, blowing ever so softly on them, causing me to rise, swell, and cause a rush of utmost pleasure. Pleasure. Could another man make that happen? I wonder if you thought about the possibility that someone else could love me. No, not the same way as you do. No, never the same as you. And I wonder, If God put us together, if he made this heavenly match in heaven, what would happen if you and I decide to blow this heavenly match apart? See, I'll never be a size 6, and I never again will be 26. But for now, I am the one woman in this world who loves you totally. You know, the good, bad, and ugly man, the uncertain man, the happy, smiling, laughing man, the I don't know what I'm doing man, the let me be alone for a while man.